Hello everyone, hello and welcome back to Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thanks so much for listening as ever. Just a few quick things before we jump in. The first thing being, can you please follow me on social media? I know how beggy that is to open the episode that way, but it's the best way of getting all the updates of the show. So you can subscribe to me on YouTube, and as I say, follow me at Battle Rap Resume on Twitter. If you want to get in contact with the show, that's battlerapresume@gmail.com. I've had some great emails recently, people suggesting guests and people just sort of, praising the show and also offering constructive criticism as well, which I want to hear. If you've got ideas to change the show, please get in contact with you. I'd love to hear that. And also say on the Battle Rap Resume YouTube channel, which if you haven't checked out yet, it's where I host the episodes as well as doing quite a few compilations, quite a few kind of my favourite, but I did like a 25 greatest Chilla Jones schemes, which seems to be pretty well received. And then, various other things. There's a Kruger one on there as well. I'm definitely going to do some more on there. But as I mentioned before, I've started a new series on there called Gesticulations, where I am in depth analysing all the music of Jest. And right now, as you're listening to this, the second episode will be up there, which is Jest's amazing debut album, Return of the Drifter. Fucking incredible. One of the best British hip hop albums ever in my eyes. Definitely, astoundingly good. And so yeah, if you want to check that out, get onto Gesticulations, and that's on the Battle Rap Resume YouTube channel. But anyway, today my guest is, what do we say? He's like a true Renaissance man. He played shows all over the world, won the Rising Star Award at the BBC Jazz Awards in 2002. Also won 2 MOVO Awards. Incorrectly says that he won a Mercury Prize as well, but nominated, so it's just as fucking incredible. And lost out to Dizzy Rascal, I believe. So if you're going to lose out to one album, at least it wasn't. Yeah. I do like Seldom Seen Kid, but it wasn't like Elbow Beat You. You know what I mean? It was kind of like it was.
I can live with it. Me and Dizzy are cool.
Yeah. So yeah, here he is, Soweto Kinch. Good to have you here.
I jumped the gun. No, it's good to be here, man.
Yeah. No, thank you. And you were kind of so well established before Don't Flop, of course, and almost seems a little bit kind of, like this is a big deal for Don't Flop, because like you were in Don't Flop, like your Stowaway tryout is like really early, right? You can tell visually that it's quite there. But like, I watched an interview of yours recently. You were saying that you were rapping since 12. Were you battling, or was that kind of something later?
Yeah, in a way, I think when I was MCing with people, it was part of the all-round skills of being an MC, and I'd jump in cyphers, cut other MCs, battle, you know what I mean? But the style was very different. So when I was like 13, 14, everyone was trying to rap like Daz Effects.
Right.
I was kind of one of the best at it. Or quasi-onic style.
Right.
I mean? So I think that's just been an element, and what's happened since is things have become more refined, more specialised.
Of course.
A cappella battling has emerged, and
just kind of the introduction of YouTube has codified it, hasn't it, and allowed a much easier access to it. Were you aware of like the WRCs in 2007, or was Don't Flop?
Of course, yeah, of course, man, of course.
You were following all that stuff.
Here's a little history. Like, came to one of my shows in Norwich in 2007, and 2006. And then the following year he came, and I didn't know who he was then. He was like, I'm just an MC, I'm really interested, want to come and see your show. Hooked him up with a ticket. The following year, this dude's on WRCs now. So he came through with Kruger, and then we were just ciphering like literally the whole evening, which was dope. The week after that, they came, Arc and came up to Birmingham to a battle that I was doing, an acoustic battle night called the Battle in the Box in Birmingham, and they were just killing it then as well. So for a long time, I've been steeped in this thing.
Right.
I remember battles. I remember there was some Fresh Coast DVDs put out when Idea. There's been several kings of battling over the years.
Yeah, basically. Slug going back to that era as well, and
right. Swan, obviously.
Yeah, like going back to those old Scribble Jam stuff is fucking fantastic. Like, there's some great stuff there, and it was just like in kind of the stage was huge, wasn't it? And all the MCs were around, and everyone's just kind of. It's got a great look to it. That kind of early 2000. It was a lot more. Yeah. It's a bit more innocent. As is this first battle, your debut against Stowaway.
You hate mail. Trust me, you have to write your own hate mail, and you measure 9.9 on the grayscale with a flawless and smooth as sumo sex on a bed of nails.
One of the things that I love when you go into the older Don't Flop battles is seeing what kind of the early sponsors or graphics say, because often there's just kind of like little things where. So, for instance, here, Don't Flop's advertising for uni reps. which I don't know if that came
that
of age.
Relationship didn't flower much, did it?
No. That was in Cardiff and Essex. They were looking for. But yeah, we come into this, and this is you against Stowaway. So obviously you knew her for a while. Was it just a matter of time for you to get the Don't Flop tryout, or?
Yeah, I think to some extent it was that. And I kind of wanted to throw my hat in as well, man. Mm-hmm. It's hard watching all these battles, knowing that you can MC and freestyle, and just the MC in me just wanted to get involved from time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, once it happened, it was pretty straightforward. Like, he suggested it. I think as pairings, certainly for the first few battles, particularly with Harry and with Stowaway, was to get thinking, oh, I'm quite left field, I'm a jazz guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should get someone poetic and left field for him as well.
I think, even now you are obviously a very unique figure in Don't Flop, but back then, especially, I think you kind of, you ushered in a lot of that. And Stowaway, you mentioned Stowaway in the, I haven't watched too many of his battles. He battled Heretic. We had Heretic on recently. And I've got to admit that when I watched that battle, I was a little bit nonplussed on Stowaway. This battle, though, I actually really like him in this battle. Don't get it twisted.
Stowaway, big up Stowaway if you're listening. He's a beast. And he went through a moment of just chopping heads with this witty one-liners, and there are loads of them in the battle with me as well. You should definitely check out the Henry Bowers battle. He did a few really good ones where you see his pen game, really. And a very unique style.
Entirely. And his first round is really, really good. I mean, kind of, he's playing a lot of common targets here. He's going for you're a sax player. You're a jazz guy. Jazz.
Sorry to cut you, but what's big about that? He was the first person to do it. Obviously, he laboured the point for 3 rounds. Yeah. But it's like, at the time, it was a kind of an unknown entity to a lot of Don't Flop heads, so he's perfectly entitled to milk that angle. It's kind of sad that people still try. Yeah. I don't think anyone's done it as well, honestly.
No.
The whole trumpet scheme that he did, the Ella Fitzgerald shit. Like,
I completely agree, actually. Jazz is probably fun to play, but not for those who have to listen to it. You talk about the street, but you wouldn't bust iron. From the look of your clothes, you have a bust iron. Which is just kind of that Harry Baker,
Stowaway brought that first.
As threatening as Jazz Hands is another one that comes out, and he mentions Moira Stewart featuring on your album.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
She's a narrator on my second album, B19 Tales of the Tower Block.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's real. Yeah, he'd done his research as well.
I should say as well that everyone needs to check out your music as well. The New Emancipation is the one that I've been listening to a hell of a lot, and I appreciate that a lot of people listening to this might be a bit like, I love Stowaway, but I can't really deal with 8-minute sax solos or whatever. It's not their sort of thing. So if you're listening to this and you're like, okay, I want to check out Stowaway's music, I would recommend Paris Heights.
You mean Soweto's music, right?
Soweto's music, sorry.
I'm the black guy, Tom. Stowaway's the other one.
No, I get you. I'm just starstruck at the moment, sorry. It's just, we're still on the first battle. No, seriously check that out. And then, he just sort of goes in on your charitable nature. You have him measuring 9.9 on the grayscale.
Yeah, there's a couple of lines that we should probably fight about. Mm-hmm. What do you say? Kenny G is a better rapper than you.
Yes.
Like, you bastard.
You kind of, he does the jazz angle, you do the nerd angle, and one of the things that I love about your style is the kind of just relentless onslaught. Like, you seem to understand that this is a battle and you have to just attack this person. You can be florid with language all you want, but you have to go for the throat, and that's what's so impressive. Like, regardless of what anyone says to you, like, I think this is most prevalent definitely in the Jaybe battle as well. You come with so much that it's kind of hard to rebuttal what you've done just because it's such a force, your verse.
Yeah, I that's partly my approach, actually. And sometimes I do think with that battle, it showed one of my approaches is to find an angle that I think is funny, and maybe nobody else will.
Yeah,
I did think he looked like a gerbil for some reason, and like the whole second round, just going rodent-tastic. You know what I mean? But that's part of my writing style. Definitely, I'll hone in on something and just milk it.
Yeah. Harry Baker's teeth, right? I mean, but we'll get into that. And he's guilty of milking too. Hell of a lot of jazz stuff. One of the things that I noticed in his second was that, and obviously he judges the battle as well. Luna C's there.
Yeah.
Did he battle or?
Nah, I think he was just nonchalant that day. From what I remember, he wasn't spitting. He was just judging.
Because there is
soaking up the ambience.
Yeah. There is an unreleased Lunar early battle, and I definitely know it exists, but I'm not sure who was against it. It was before Bloodstro, but for some reason they didn't release it. But though I remember tantalisingly released like a 30-second clip of it years ago, and this was kind of before Lunar came back. So it was like everyone was just going crazy there. But you've got ill jazz bars like Chicago. And then he goes for a long jazz scheme, which like you say is good. It feels, I mean, it's Fitzgerald, it's Miles Davis. There's no Eric Dolphy here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I must say that I heard you say that earlier today. I have no idea who he is. I was just trying to impress you with that name there.
Like, knows his shit, man.
Yeah, Eric Dolphy.
Guy's beat.
And then he has a really funny flip though, because basically he does the whole scheme and he doesn't really get a reaction. He says no one react to it because no one gives a shit about jazz. You know, the crowd are rocking with him, your whole career blows, and then we have the choke, which just kind of, it happens from time to time. Like, I mean, have you ever choked? I can't imagine you choking. It seems like you just got this kind of unlimited verbal display at your arsenal.
Yeah, I kind of freestyled my way out of Jeopardy, and I did in that battle. I had certainly a 5-second choke moment.
Right.
And the Zen battle, because it was literally 2 days prep. I'd never done that before, just trying to memorize. Actually, a dope verse that I'm pissed I never really got to spit properly.
Right.
But yeah, like, that's definitely my get out of jail free card. And I think every MC should be able to do that, at least for 4 lines or so, until you pick up your shit. There's nothing worse than just sitting there, so somebody clicking their fingers, repeating the last line they just said 10 times. Piss off.
No, it's like we had Soul was on recently, and he was talking about the idea of choking and how, I mean, he was saying that this might be bro science, but like it stuck with me what he's saying. He's saying that like when you're choking and you're kind of, you lost a word, so you're trying to remember the line, but it's like in your head, your brain has kind of gone over that part and not seen the thing, if you know what I mean. So it's deemed it not there, so you're never going to find it. And I mean, there's some fantastic compilations of awful chokes in there. And Stowaway's, it's not that bad, really.
Not the worst.
It's not the worst. And you come back into it. He's got a face like an aged beaver. Hamster's Paradise. I really liked with your teeth are all jagged and brittle. You must have been suckled on granite nipples. I mean, we are in a tryout here, so okay, we aren't kind of going for the greatness here, but there's just a few interesting things here, and then Stowaway brings it back as well with the Kenny G thing, and lots of kind of jazz instruments. You cannot trumpet, etc., etc. And I really like his end though, where he's like, he's mad right now, trying to calm down, thinking about jazz right now.
He wants to go so bad right now.
Yeah.
Chucker.
and then this is so great when you come straight back. Bet you want to get your autograph pad out right now, and you like leap straight on the back of it. It's brilliant. There's barely a second gone, and you just kind of like. When you have such an adept ability with words, are you just kind of like listening for anything you might be able to jump on? Obviously, this was a gift because it was the end of his verse, and you just freestyle on it. But are you kind of like, oh, okay, he said this, and then you're building it in your head, or is it just like your verse has started, you're just coming up with it?
Definitely the prior one. I'm listening all the time, picking little chinks in the armor, something that I can flip. Because that's very much the MC energy that I got into. And it's funny, again, when I met Archaic and several times in cypher environments with Possessed and them
right,
guys,
yeah, shit.
I'd be in ciphers in Deal Real Records, which is now a piece of hip hop history.
Kruger mentioned
Carnaby Street.
Yeah,
it was important. It was really important as a central meeting point for hip-hop interest, and a lot of shakers and movers in hip-hop still kind of cut their teeth there. So someone who would spit and I'd have to cut back it straight in with a bar, and that was battles, 4 lines to and fro, a bit like me and Dots did. That was the norm to some extent.
And then the sort of what are your opinions on, say, the more modern angle-based battling? Does that appeal to you, or?
It all appeals to me, man. I think diversity, the widening of the idiom and the art form is all good, but I notice deficiencies in someone's MC credentials if they can't rap on a beat.
Yeah.
If they got no cadence, they've got no, I guess, changing the undulances of their delivery. There's no musicality in the delivery. Those are things that I consider huge weaknesses in your arsenal as an MC. So
no, I mean,
do angles, do schemes, do name flips, but if I wouldn't want to listen to you over a track to some extent, then I don't respect you as much as other MCs.
Interesting. So, I mean, you say to shuffle, we'll get onto the shuffle battle. The fact that he has no tracks was something that you really wanted to hone in on. Who moves from Coventry to Cardiff, you ask? I don't. That is a weird move. Street status of a parsnip. He would go into anaphylactic shock from a beef flavoured crisp, which I really liked as well. And then a line that will probably haunt you a little bit in the later battle we shuffle as well. Leave you with lyrical stab wounds.
That was the choke moment, innit?
Right.
That was when I was like, what's my next line? Damn, I'll blast you if I have to with a gat dude with lyrical stab wound. But do you know what? Like, lyrical was just so entrenched in the idiom.
Right, yeah.
It's like me saying, I'm on the mic. There's no mic there. But it's just something that people would say.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
So there that I didn't really think about it.
No, of course. And
Verb P had its reaction to Shuffle T's picking up on it as well.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to say I'm not lyrical.
Yeah.
Did a whole lyrical verse. So there you go.
Luna ended up giving it to you, saying you went hard as fuck. I agree. Cashmore doesn't like jazz. Pete Cashmore, shout out Pete Cashmore. Yeah. But he gives 2 rounds to you. Yeah, of course. And you win. You do a jazz skibbity bop thing. Do you have a competitive streak, or are you just here to just be an artist, or do you want to win?
I definitely have a competitive streak. Like any MC, hate losing, but can learn from it and grow from it. And I enjoy the process, you know what I mean? Because I think any battler ultimately is usually competing with themselves. Right. They know where they flopped. They know where they've not really delivered as hard or done the best job they could. So there's the 2 opponents, the guy in front of you and yourself.
And I mean, it's almost 2 years before you come back to Don't Flop. Against Harry Baker. Was that just testament to your, obviously you are a professional musician, you're touring a lot, was that just testament to your schedule, that just nothing ever lined up, or?
Yeah, a bit of both. It's not like I was just stressing my phone on the regs.
Yeah.
Rowan, stop calling me, blood.
Yeah.
Trying to relax. I did other battles in the interim though.
You battled on Spit Roast, didn't you?
That's right, man. A dope MC from Birmingham, J.Sosa, who's going to be performing this festival that I'm organising soon as well.
Oh, nice. Is that the flyover one, or is that something else?
That's right, that's right. That's one of the reasons I've been running around so much today. It's going to be dope.
So we get to the second battle, and as you say, you do have a certain kind of well, I mean, it's kind of obvious the sort of people he's going to put you against, and we come with Harry Baker.
How would I describe Harry for average listeners? Your rap's Cliff Richards. Very poor rabbit. Can't tell 24 carat from 24 carats. Skeletal guy with the busted face and protruding lips. Sounding middle class does not improve this a bit, because you look like you were born with a silver spoon and slipped.
Shout out to Harry Baker, had him on the show recently. Fantastic episode.
Monster.
Yeah, he's a genius. Brilliant writer. Brilliant, and this is a fantastic battle. I mean, like, I think you're so good at clowning on someone and making them just look like an absolute idiot. And this is fantastic. And poor Harry in that second. We'll get onto the second, but yeah, and again, you can tell just kind of, if you look visually at the quality of the video, the Stowaway battle to the Harry Baker battle, they've kind of gone over that 4th birthday blood in the water kind of, the Rubicon, as it were, and they've just kind of up the visual quality of the league quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And it looks great for it. Shout out Most Prob as well in the crowd. Everyone seems in a really, really good mood. This has got, 76,000 views as well. I think this is currently your most viewed battle. This is,
wow.
Really, really good, and a great clash as well. A great idea to have you back to back together on this. It's fantastic. And I mean, coming up to this, you said you met Harry before. You've been at festivals with him, stuff like that.
That's right, at Greenbelt,
right?
Christian Festival. So I knew that little angle I could use on him too. But we're both actually Christians, so he could have flipped it on me.
Oh right.
But yeah, it was dope. It was just good seeing him there. He hosted a cypher. Had this like really convivial energy. And I thought, great, I've got an experience of him that I can use that probably not too many people that don't flop know.
Yeah. and this just happened with reaching out to you again, just saying, do you want to, come down? Yeah, for this thing.
Exactly. At that point, I think he'd only had one Don't Flop battle himself with Double L.
That's right, yeah, in Edinburgh, yeah.
I saw that. Thought, don't sleep on this guy. He's a problem.
Yeah, and, I mean, like he's continuing to be right. Like he's doing
just
so well.
I wouldn't want to battle him now. I just wouldn't. So after the Matter battle,
oh my god,
a high watermark, correct?
Yeah, the Matter battle was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are kind of not even tongue in cheek saying he should go for the title shot, and that would be a great look.
Absolutely, his delivery is improving all the time, presence, and the bars have always been there. So
yeah, and he looks. I mean, he won't mind me saying this. He looks so young here, like he looks so new.
Yep.
It's so starts the first, he already took a double L, so he doesn't want to lose again, sort of thing. And coming with that patented kind of spoken word, you're hit the ode. You're kind of rolling your eyes a little bit, but it's funny. No chance like a mute football crowd. And lots of sax stuff. He mentions you were in a documentary called Jazz is Gangster.
Yeah, that's YouTubeable.
Right.
The documentary might be a little grandiose of the description, but it was promotion for the Flyover show that we mentioned earlier. Right. So the very first Flyover show, I'm evangelized for hip hop and for jazz.
Yeah,
and I think it has this transformative power that people who are involved in the culture know. So shooting Jazz is Gangster happened in the area that I live with these kids who were kind of around, and I was talking to them about the festival. Would you like to see it happen? And wouldn't it be dope? Well, you can't, because it can get shot, Man's have got guns around here. It's Birmingham. You're from Brum, right?
Yeah, I am.
You know how edgy it gets.
Right.
So there is that energy in Birmingham, and I felt, a little tongue-in-cheek with the title, but to promote the show, it would be an eye-catching thing. Is Jazz Gangster though? Really? Is it, bruv? And believe me, Harry's not the first person that's had a go at that. J. Dot as well did.
Yeah.
It's like,
He rhymes Jazz is Gangster with Massive Wanker, so that kind of sums up Harry's opinion on this. And just a quick thing about your sort of extracurricular community activities as well. I did a bit of research this afternoon. You did like a BBC show called like By Royal Appointment with Goldie. Is that right?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
I'm trying to find footage of this because I want to watch it, but I can't seem to find any clips of it.
Surprising there's not anything of it.
I mean, I think there might have been a clip or two or something, but I wanted to, just want to kind of just to clarify with everyone listening. By the way, it was BBC. Was it ITV or BBC?
BBC Two.
BBC Two. And what was the format? It was you, Goldie, Miss Dynamite,
Guy Chambers.
Right.
Karis Matthews.
Oh, nice.
So we went all around the country basically identifying uniquely talented, gifted people who may come from some quite deprived or disadvantaged circumstances, be that family or financial. And we discovered some real gems. I mean, one in particular is doing great things at the moment, Quabs, the singer.
Oh, yeah, I have heard of him. Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, great. He was from that. That's awesome. Absolutely.
So it was good. And it kind of gave me a chance to clarify why I'm passionate about that as well. Discovering new talent or teaching actually forces you to define what it is that's important about the music for yourself. You know what I mean? Sometimes you've never really thought about what goes into a battle until you've been forced to explain it. In the same way, the saxophone, some things just happen instinctively until you think about it.
And just to top off this trilogy of things Soweto does outside of battling, Pop Idol.
Okay. Let's clarify that there.
I don't think this is negative in the slightest. Like I remember, I remember watching a few years ago. Just absolutely Strictly Come Dancing was on. I've never watched it, and they have that big band there. And I remember saying to my girlfriend, "I'd love to be the guitar player in that band." Like it's just easy, isn't it? And just kind of you're on a big show and it's just fun and you're in a big band. Okay, it's not challenging. I know you do very challenging music, but like, how did the Pop Idol thing come about?
Honestly, I would have rather been in something more challenging.
Of course, yeah.
It was a great experience. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But it came about through a mate of mine, Ben Castle, who's a fantastic saxophone player, and at the time was contracted by 19 Management to assemble a jazz big band. So he called a bunch of mates, friends, people he'd known from Nijo, another jazz big band, and other people, and kindly asked me to be a part of it. So.
Wow. And there were two series, was that? I'm kind of trying. I remember watching it as a kid. I can't say I remember you, but
To be honest, yeah, my involvement was half an episode, possibly.
Oh, is that
I was
right?
in the rehearsals. Yeah, I did the rehearsals for like 3 weeks with Gareth Gates, and so the very first year, Darius.
Yeah, Darius, yeah. Oh, man. He actually went on to have an okay career after that, after kind of being a bit of a joke, wasn't he? But, shout out to Colourblind. I think that was one of his songs. I can't really even remember anymore. It was so long ago, but, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to...
I made it my business to kind of forget. But, you know, I was young. I needed the money. It was a great experience.
Yeah, exactly. And, Pop, again, Harry brings it up, which is why I'm bringing it up. And it talks about the one dislike on your battle with Stowaway being him. And come into this...
That's classic Harry Baker, though, right there. Big up. It's just the conciseness of it. You were on Pop Idol. Not ideal. Enough said. Like, fuck off.
His entire life has a pink tint. Switch your eyes, not a slam champ, you're a slim chimp. That's just delightful. That's just, you know what I mean? Like, just as a kind of...
Because I don't think people in the crowd's like, hey, switch your eyes.
Yeah. No, that is the definition of YouTube bars. But really, really good. Your career will be more short-lived than a dwarf orphan born with deformed ribs. Then you take a pause. Under a forklift... Which just makes it more, I don't know, that just adds a bit of intrigue here. You write poems about dinosaurs to rooms full of polite applause. I really like this, and you rush delivery slightly, but it's just kind of more, and it's kind of a very Soweto-y kind of bar. It's just very kind of clever but absurd. More bull than the diary of an orgy of minotaurs. Which is just kind of like in my head, I've got this like labyrinth sex game going on. Right. Like, you know, Ariadne's there. Like, you know. Like I'm pulling something. I don't know if it's the twine leading me out or, you know, whatever. But it's and
that's not a horn, is it? Whoa.
And you go in on spoken word as well. You know, no one fucking speaks like that. But I mean, crucially for this round, I think we have any room he raps in has his plaque on the walls, which is what you end in, which is kind of a small taster of what you go through. You know, in the second round, and Harry comes through with kind of the patented Harry Baker bars, you know, again, the sort of Stowaway thing. You're freestyling, my flow's so cold I could freeze tiling. Your Maltese are as heavy as a Malteser.
Maltese are, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I did like that as well. And you're the actually, I went to Oxford, not Oxford Brookes type. Which I think kind of didn't get as much heat in the room just because, like, I don't know, most people know even that Oxford Brookes exists, you know what I mean? I think it's just kind of like, it's kind of, Oxford is, and you studied history at Oxford, right?
I did, yeah. Oh, right. Not Oxford Brookes.
No. So. Yeah, crucially, no.
Don't make that mistake.
No, sorry. And Harry, again, corrects because obviously had said that you won the Mercury Prize, but obviously, you know, you were nominated, and then he just says, "Are you dizzy?" kind of thing, which is quite nice at the end. Like that experience, I mean, this is a battle rap podcast, but just kind of like must have been a great honour to be nominated.
Yeah, absolutely, and perform as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I shifted a lot of units from that minute TV exposure and kind of established me as one of the major artists. So that's great.
For sure. And this second round is one of my favourite rounds ever of yours. This is like an utter body bag. It's a relentless attack, again, kind of what you're best at. And you start kind of, you know, not really even teasing out, kind of going for more the Christian stuff here. And you do seem to be getting at Harry a little bit, actually, especially when you say he came to gentrify the Gentiles and left with his face pressed against the Gentiles. You can tell Harry's like shaking his head and batting his chest. He's not pleased with that at all. And I mean, you know, it's battle rap, bitch. Right?
It was like the homo toilet angle or the gentrification angle. They're equally fucked, really. Yeah. Sorry.
Dungeon Rent Boy, and he believed them when they said this is what he meant when he's celibate. Which is really nice as well. He's raps Cliff Richard, which I can kind of, you know, you recall talking to him at a festival, and then you start to go in on the face. A skeletal guy with a busted face and protruded lips. You look like you were born with a silver spoon and slipped. Only rapper with both an underbite and an overbite. not saying he's got no talent. And then I've got to admit that those gnashers can mow paddocks. My cousin has large teeth, and I once insulted him using that line, and I didn't admit it was yours. I pretended it was my line, so just kind of coming clean.
Fine, you can use it, bro.
Yeah, I think Heretic said on a more recent episode that he used loads of lunacy jokes in the playground, and I think it's kind of like, it's the same thing there, and lots and lots of teeth jokes coming through here as well. I mean, everyone, if you listen to this podcast and you haven't seen this battle, it's a fucking fantastic battle anyway, regardless, stick around, but it's really, really good. Harry with the flip as well.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best flips, I think. I think it made the Don't Flop so real of greatest flips, innit?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, he said, what was it?
With
something that's
you're
not
ancient,
truth.
yeah.
You're ancient. I've got long teeth. We're both long in the tooth. Sick.
And then he mentions that in year 8 you played his school assembly.
See, I don't actually know. That could be true.
Yeah, do you? I was thinking that, like...
That's what makes the bar great.
Right. But you have played assemblies in the past and that sort of thing.
Totally.
Yeah. That's your thing, man. That's his thing. And then he comes with a long kind of... Harry comes with a long kind of setty... it keeps repeating the word set a lot, and kind of like... I pointed this out when we had Most Prob on, and kind of like the way a lot of spoken word poets will sometimes have their third round where it kind of almost feels like a kind of longer spoken word piece than like bars per se. It kind of, because he's kind of spending a minute 10 on this one thing here, and then he jokingly mentions the title shot here, which is quite interesting so long ago, but eventually hopefully that will happen. But it come into it as well, and it's really, really good. The world's only middle class famine victim. This is an unbelievably good battle, and everyone needs to check this out. You take the L. Was the competitive Soweto annoyed by that, or were you just glad that it was such a good clash?
I won that battle.
Oh, you won?
Yeah, go back and check the footage, bro. I think it was unanimous, actually.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
Cracker, Yep.
No, good.
But did you speak to Harry about that? And that's a good thing, the fact that you could come away with the thing that he won as well. I think that's dope.
No, yeah, for sure, yeah.
A classic, so.
And this battle kind of sees your sort of... I guess Resurgence in Don't Flop after Soweto Kinch 2013 is technically your busiest year for Don't Flop.
Okay.
Got 5 uploads for that year, and then there's pretty much a year off, and then you come back in late 2015 and do 3, and then obviously had the Joker Starr battle kicking off the start of the year, sort of thing. Like in terms of like, I often wonder this. You've done a lot of battles now. You've got 9 battles on YouTube, but you've still not been on the main stage, and obviously you're perfectly suited for it. Like, would you like to be asked to have like an 8th birthday or a sunburn or something? Or
I'd be down. I'm not really a beg like that, but I always put myself up to like, yeah, man, just call me when you want someone's slave. Because, I'm fairly humble, but I'll beat anyone.
Right. I believe you. No, I do.
Give me the opportunity, so I'm up for it. Yeah.
I mean, it keeps coming.
But to be fair, like I am genuinely pretty busy a lot of the time as well. So I think there's been a couple of times that has given me a call out, and I've been like, I just can't be there for that day. And for people who that's them battling 100% 24/7, I won't want to take opportunities away from them cats either. You know what I mean?
No, of course. And the comments keep saying on a lot of your battles as well, the person they seem to most want you to battle is Ogmios.
Yeah,
is that something that interests you?
Be a good battle.
Yeah, I think it would.
Deep down, man, I'm a fan of his as well.
Yeah, me too.
I think the first time I saw him was Most Prob at the same event.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Amazing event, amazing battle, fucking amazing battle. Where he, your dad's middle name is Leslie.
And Prob's face just sold it. It was like, oh.
Well, he says it actually is time. I think seriously, you guys battling maybe at a sunburn or something, that'd be fucking awesome. Like, there's no way that battle wouldn't be killer, and everyone wants to see it. And push forward quickly. I don't really have much written about this, but I just wanted to know your recollections of the Dots battle, which was kind of like a weird battle, wasn't it? It was like a grab bag freestyle. There's a band. There's a lot going on here.
I can just play the sax. I don't even have to rap. I just can break relax. Yo, cause you are all hoe. You see Dots dash like a rapping Morse code. It'll take them 5 minutes. I fucking freestyle, I don't write lyrics. And that's the way that it's on the track. Right now he came to battle me with jogging pants.
Yeah. And again, I think it's a shout out that knows, quote unquote, real MCing. Like, there's only a handful of MCs that can really bring it like that. Tony D, Dots, myself, freestyling and musicality. You know what I mean? And barbed freestyle bars that could only have been created in the moment. So there really wasn't much preparation I could do for it except look at the geezer then, go in at his piercings. But I rate Dots as well. I really think he's one of the dopest in the country for that all-round MC ability. He makes great tunes, flows sick on a beat, freestyles, can go a cappella, wordplay. You know, that's what you want to be, the all-round threat. You get me?
Yeah, of course. And what is kind of when you're building this threat? Like, what is your kind of process for attacking an opponent? Let's say this shuffle battle that we're going to get into now. For example, you're given shuffle. You've got X amount of weeks or days to prep. Are you writing all your verses down? Are you just coming up with them? What's your kind of brainstorming? You know, what do you do that way?
Interesting question. I think obviously it varies from opponent to opponent, and I try and find the chinks in their style. I probably came out clearest with Jaybe, where I see something that they do and to some extent emulate it.
Yeah.
But if there's something I enjoy, but then pull it apart and try and destroy it. So use their style against them on some martial arts shit. But yeah, so specifically with Shuffle, I was aware that the bad bars thing had happened. I was probably reacting to that and not trying to do bad bars, but then drawing attention to his deficiencies as an MC, you know, based on what I'd seen of him.
So if a black guy goes to Oxford and he's posh, then he's sold out? You'd rather see us all on the street dealing weed, no doubt? I could smack you in your bomber clout chest, make your back poke out. Come on, let's have some really funny black jokes now. Didn't think so. No reply. You look all numb and cold inside like when your first pony died.
And this is obviously, I mean, Shuffle is... I mean, he's one of the, you know, biggest stars in Dope Flop right now, rightfully so. He's fucking incredible, and what him and Marlo have done is just fantastic. You know, and like you say, yeah, this is post Bad Bars. This is the battle he did after the battle that effectively made them. So this is kind of, you know, the best opportunity for you to battle. This is a fantastic event. Was it Ilmac Archaic was also on this card as well?
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That was straight after, I think, or a couple battles after.
Yeah, good battle. Good battle. And yeah, obviously shout out Shuffle every time, and you know what rhymes with Soweto Kinch? Fuck all, actually.
That's not actually true.
No, that's not.
It's loads that rhymes with Soweto Kinch.
That is true, actually. Yeah, Kinch
low petty thing. You know, he doesn't know about the ghetto Grinch and Sweaty Kinch. You could have had loads of opportunities there.
The ghetto Grinch, that's great.
Someone said that to me.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, no, I like that. And we have kind of lots of, you know, Shuffle T patented multis, Archimedes masterpieces, not hard to see armor jeeps in Gaza streets. He kind of like, one of the beautiful things about battle rap is the fact that a lot of punches are geared towards contextual things that have just happened. And sometimes, you know, someone might do... I mean, I remember in URL, for example, there was a whole ton of, it's probably a bad example really, it's quite morbid, but Ray Rice, that NFL guy who pulled his girlfriend out the elevator, there were like hundreds of bars about that. And Shuffle references Charles Ramsey, because I got Amanda Berry. Yeah, and I was like, Charles Ramsey. I was like, who's Charles? And then obviously you Google it and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, of course. Like, you know, huge news story sort of thing. But it's kind of like, you know, it's like 3 years ago and there's so many of these viral things that flop up. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of them. I mean, he's going in on the age here, which is a kind of common thing here. You're so old you have blended Werther's originals.
He does it well.
I mean, his timing's brilliant. He might not have the all-around MC-ness that you crave in an opponent, but I mean, you still were. I mean, obviously you're battling him, so you still saw him as definitely a worthwhile kind of, you know, bout.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And finding these chinks in someone's armor is part of the challenge because he hits so many targets well. Comedic timing, the wordplay, and, you know, lyrical complexity. He's got very few weaknesses, so that it would be something you'd see exposed if it was a battle on beat, which it wasn't. You know what I mean? So he had pretty much the perfect arsenal to go at me with.
Yeah. No, I can't really imagine him being on beat. To be honest, he's kind of much more comfortable in this kind of almost quasi stand up comedian delivery sort of thing. And, you know, he ends his first by doing something that a few opponents, Jaybe does it as well, going on and how long your latest album is at the time, The Legend of Mike Smith, which is still your latest album, I believe.
That's right. I've just recorded a new one.
Oh, excellent.
So another reason why I'm a little tardy with the interviews.
No,
but
it's all good.
Come out of the studio and, really excited about that.
Oh,
so
fantastic, man.
Watch out, it's dropping in October.
Oh, brilliant. His hair makes him look like he has a swagger of a fancy bookmark. Is pretty much how you open it there. He's got nice lines, but he can't rap well. And again, this is kind of building on what we've been saying before. The kind of rapper with no actual tracks is like a scrotum sack dangling that doesn't have a ball. He's gin sipping. This middle class middleweight is more middle class than Pippa Middleton's middle toe, which I really liked as well. Like that kind of constant encapsulation in the middle. You Superfly, you know, you eat comedians. This is another good battle. You do good battles, don't you? Like I can't really think of a battle of yours that I watched that I'm not laughing or enjoying it. Like you seem to just bring that. Obviously, you've been on so many stages. You're so comfortable in front of people, aren't you?
Yeah, man. That's a huge thing. I gotta say, from having hosted battles again before the YouTube era, running a jam session, being on stage performing. These are things that I work constantly into stagecraft and helping a battle, involving the audience. I try and do it more, actually, in the battles, but there isn't always the space and the audience that necessarily want to hear it. They're there for the bars. Yeah. But I think that's a crucial part of, again, the MC's arsenal, mastering the ceremony, controlling the crowd. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And he clowns Shovel clowns the lyrical stab wounds. You'll get lyrically hit with my lyrical fist, etc. The crowd just start laughing straight away. Like, you know, you can barely get it out. Hip hop array, son. You need a hip operation.
Fire,
yeah,
shots fired.
Serious fire.
Also, the hip hop array, son reference, like. You have to be of a certain vintage to know Naughty
by Nature, right? Yeah. Actually, I don't want to misquote it, but I don't know if you know Briz Rawstein.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know Briz Rawstein. I don't know if you've seen him versus DNA, but he has a fucking awesome hip-hop array bar in that. It's something like two arms waving back and forth, and because obviously if you've seen the video, it's kind of, you know, it's them kind of going like that. That's a great song, actually. I haven't heard the song in ages. That's a really, really good song. And I believe that was their follow-up as well to OPP.
You down with OPP?
Yeah.
You know me.
So it was kind of like...
That's a tune.
Yeah.
I was listening to those lyrics again the other day, like... That's what they were just going to play.
Have you heard...
It's like when you're 13 checking it.
Yeah.
Kind of go to your head.
Have you heard just like Feel Me Flow? That's another one of their really good songs. I literally don't know many Naughty by Nature songs, but that's the extent of it. I know 3 Naughty by Nature songs. We spoke about them all. Let's move on. This is your second round here, and you mentioned something that kind of, I don't know, it's kind of funny, but it kind of saddens me. You got your sax stolen.
Well, again, didn't get to rectify this information in the battle. I did. It was stolen from out of my car when I went to go to performance. Some kid smashed into the back, like took it, so I wasn't mugged or anything.
No.
And I got it back, which is the good news.
Fantastic.
Left posters up in the area, found them, the geezers that took it, and I got it back. Enough said. So all's well that ends well.
No, yeah.
In that context, it's that doesn't even come across well. Actually, Shuffle, you're wrong, yeah? Because I left posters up. And I got it back, so nah.
And up until last week, Shuffle thought the DJ was a dinner jacket, which is really... you look numb and cold inside, like when your first pony died. And Shuffle spends his third, you know, pretty much explicitly on the whole stolen saxophone round. You know, it's pretty funny, actually. He does it really, really well. And then just kind of talking about, like, all the things that he's sure that the crack addicts didn't do. I'm sure they didn't engrave in it, I'm the ketamine king. What am I talking about? They're crack addicts. They definitely did. You had your sax taken like castration.
Sure
can do that.
Yeah, he had some bars.
Yeah, he did. And it's really funny as well when he's basically talking about how your neighbours heard that you lost it, and they like he does like a mini fist pump and then pretends to be sad.
Oh, that is just
and then kind of you do something that I don't think I've seen you do since in a battle. It's kind of, I don't want to call it an antic, but a prop. You pull out a picture of a young Shuffle on stage.
Yeah, man.
How did you come across that?
big up Facebook every time. Why'd you put stuff like that out there? But hey, you know, he was young.
Yeah.
Advised. He was obviously in some amateur dramatic production, Shakespeare production in a free shirt. And it's just too good to not let everyone know about. In fact, the battle I'd seen where Ogmios had pulled out the Daily Echo from some random newspaper. I'm like, all right, this works. I can do that.
Yeah, there's a battle actually, probably the worst thing that ever happens. I think there's a battle between Young Ill and Arsenal, and in the third round, Young Ill gets one of his people in the crowd to bring out effectively a huge kind of sandwich board with a picture of like a topless young Arsenal looking all moody on it.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. And you can tell that Arsenal is not happy, like, you know, you wouldn't be, would you? Yeah.
But it also says there's a line in it, like there's a certain amount of expense that you wouldn't want to go beyond. It just says that you're taking it a bit too seriously. Why were you looking for shirtless pictures of Arsenal? What's that about?
Yeah, it's true. Actually,
where's that coming from?
Actually, he must have spent at least $50 like blowing it up, because it's quite a lot. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. But yeah, check that out, and you know, you just print it off. You just put it on a bit of A4, you know, hand it out to Shuffle, and you've never been behind bars, but you've kissed a bard's behind, and Shuffle takes the win in what's a 3-2 split, so it could go either way here. Again, you just glad it happened?
Yeah, I am, man. It was a good battle. I think I definitely, my performance-wise, I think one of the weakest I've done. I think given more time to prepare and get away from more predictable angles, I would have been more impressed with my own performance. But it was a good battle, still watchable, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm for sure. Pretty self-critical.
No, so yeah, 2013, as I said, was your busiest year yet. You battled him. These are uploads, so obviously it kind of doesn't quite corroborate to the dates, but essentially it does. So you had a battle. Harry Baker came out in March, Dots came out in April, Shuffle came out in June, and then the next battle, which we're going to get onto quickly, Sharone.
Look at you, fuck you a boogaboo. And that's the way I'm just remaining you, remove you too. Remove a rib, this guy don't make sense. The only reason the cops is here, he paid them for surveillance.
This came out in August. You and Sharone battling was kind of destiny, wasn't it? I guess to a certain extent. Like it was both incredible freestyles. I mean, like you're a battle fan before, so you'd known Sharone before for quite a while.
Of course, man, from King of the Dot, like way before. So yeah, I'd been seeing him, remember his HK battles, and he's dope. But again, with that day, I was like, cool, I'm just going to turn up, freestyle. He will have battled Yunnan. Yo, he was ready. He was just on beast mode that whole weekend. So we got Sharone 2.0.
Sharone is just like, there's so much. I mean, you could tell there's so much effort and love and practice gone into it. There's a great video of him explaining how to freestyle. I think it's just called like Sharone Explains Freestyling or something. And he goes on this website, which is literally a random word generator. He puts a beat on and he just goes for 5 minutes. And he literally doesn't skip a breath. And there's loads of great punches in there. And yeah, I love Sharone. I think he's fantastic and really, really exciting presence. This is on Oxford Street. This is, as you say, after Verdict. Shout out Boots. Got a lot of stuff from Boots there.
That say was one of the wackest grab bags ever.
Yeah, there was nothing in there.
I just literally went to
there's like a pack of Monster Munch in there. It's just like...
Yeah, budget was running low.
I know what you mean, because the grab bag does need a few things, doesn't it? You can't just put like facial wipes in there. You need to kind of put it up a little bit different. But yeah, this is a really, really good battle, and obviously kind of it's a freestyle battle, so we can't kind of dissect it in the same way because it's all kind of coming off the top, as you say, but it's still a really, really fun clash and really, really good to see, and a big crowd there as well. Were there any other battles that day, or was it just you guys? Or
no, I think there was 3 in that space actually before us, and then I remember blasting the beat out of my car at the time, so we had something to spit over.
Oh right, okay, yeah, because you can't actually see the speaker, but it sounds quite good actually. It does, you know.
Actually, I sent them the MP3 afterwards, and they overlaid it, but the annoying, they didn't quite catch the beat in the same way as when we rapped it, so it sounded like spitting off beat a little bit. It's one of my little bugs, but Pet hates about that battle.
No, fair enough. And this is Sharone at first as well encourages you to rap to the propeller beat. Was it like a helicopter above or something? Or
there was, yeah. I think did I say that first and then he flipped it?
Maybe something like that. You do say later that he's probably got it there for surveillance kind of thing. great crowd as well. Going back and forth. Sharone looks. Someone tell Bradley Manning he needs some tanning. He does kind of look like Bradley Manning, like
a little bit. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get more love at the time. But then,
I don't think many Don't Flop crowd know who that is, to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? But when I finish as Canadians Noel Toronto, which is kind of as a kind of just pun nerd, I found that quite satisfying more than anything. You apparently look like Eddie Griffin with a meth addiction.
Yo, that was a bar.
And Sharone
shouldn't look like Eddie Griffin, but not much, but enough to make that bar.
No, he looks more like Bradley Manning than you look like Eddie Griffin for sure. He's
you know what? I remember. I don't know if I said it in that or if I didn't quite get the bar out, but there was another one like you look like Bradley Manning with a lack of tannin or tea without tannin. Something like that. It's like tannin and tea.
Tannin. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I just got that myself, but
for my head.
Sharone makes reference to the. Were you at Verdict, by the way? I know you didn't battle, but were you in the crowd or were you just here for the thing?
Yeah. I didn't see. So it was the next day. I think I saw.
Yeah.
The ministry. I didn't see Sharone battle Yunnan.
Right. Yeah. So obviously that is. Sharone absolutely body bags him. Got the famous kind of villain rebuttal as well.
Yes. I never shake hands with albinos.
Oh my god. Unbelievable moment. I don't want to say magic. It wasn't magic, but it's just kind of like, Sharone is so self-aware. It's just fantastic. Like, he just the confidence to kind of come off from battling unanimous, walk towards villain, get it all going. The timing's brilliant and just fucking so wonderful. But and he basically Sharone. The reason I'm saying this is Sharone reaches into the boots bag and says he's going to pull unanimous out the bag that I put him in, and that just
And because everyone, I think most of the people had seen that battle as well, it hit extra hard. It was like, ooh, he did put him in the body bag. Unan was there as well, right?
Oh shit!
I think he's like in the background, like
you guys just keep going back and forth, fruitier than the stuff he's drinking. He's got some sort of, tango or whatever like this. And, Sharone kind of quite funny as well. He's like, usually I'm better than this, but I can't rebuttal if you aren't saying anything. So it's kind of got a nice little attack there as well. This is a really fun battle. Like, it must have been fun just to kind of meet Sharone in a way as well, like a fellow great freestyler. It must have been cool to catch up.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We didn't really get to hang that much afterwards as well. I think he was going off and doing other stuff, but
right.
Cool cat, man. And he'd reached out to me after the Dots battle as well, like, so that was pretty good.
Oh, dope.
I think we'd like to battle sometime. The only freestyle battle I checked of him in England that I really rated was him and Pamphlet. I remember that one vividly when it dropped as well, just the stamina.
Yeah.
Because you could have a few good verses, a few good rounds off the head, but the ability to keep going when they move venue and use things. I remember him using the stop signs and everything in that environment in a way that I like to do as well when I freestyle. So definitely a good approach.
He uses the photographer's gallery in this battle, doesn't he? He kind of points to the building behind you, and I think he's something like, I haven't written it down, it's something like couldn't pitch you winning, or probably something along that ilk or something. But him versus Pedro as well is another really good freestyle battle. And again, that is the perfect illustration of his stamina. I love Pedro, but after about 5 minutes, it kind of degenerates to a lot of your mum, whereas Sharone is just kind of not only playing on that, saying you're not making sense, what the fuck are you doing, but just kind of...
So on that subject, we should mention Big Cannon as well. God. He's a bit of a monster as well on that level. Like, you still going?
Yeah.
You're still rapping, bro. You still got...
Oh, that Royal Rumble, by the way, great video. That is, you guys all going out. But I love Big Cannon. He's fantastic. And we push forward into the next battle, and we're going forward quite a bit. We've got pretty much more than 2 years now. This is just at the end of last year. This is against Jaybe.
Yo! We all let you rap that round, but you haven't been burped and it's nap time now. How are you a metronome and can't rap on beat?
During this kind of break between, are you still kind of got your finger on the pulse of Don't Flop? Are you watching a lot of the new vids and stuff? Or
yeah, man, I love it all.
Yeah,
I just enjoy all the global battles as well, and I've got a lot of friends in South Africa too. So
Scrambles.
Yeah,
nice.
I know Jin, known him long before, again, a lot of the YouTube era stuff that we know. I think I met them in like 05, 06. Wow. So they're real heads, real hip hop heads, and I respect them to the max. You know, I'll always be watching their videos and uploads, if only to support, if not to participate.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like the terms of like intercontinental battling, does that appeal to you? Going to another league?
Hugely. I think that's just hip hop, man. The fact that, you know, there is now a global community of hip hop that's aware of wordplay and bars and reputations. Like they follow what Raptor's doing in the UK and South Africa. They'll follow what's happening in South Africa and Canada. You know, that's quite a unique moment for hip hop that's beyond the mainstream industry gaze, but yet it's powerful. You know what I mean? So yeah. I should just say quickly, if anyone wants to go onto the Battle Rap Resume YouTube channel, I uploaded a video, 2 videos actually, and it's basically around the world in 40 battle leagues, and I do a clip of each league, and we have leagues from China, Japan, Pakistan, India, Iran, what else is in there? Zimbabwe, Andorra, you know, and like, yeah, it's not, I mean, even Scrambles is kind of high profile in the grand scheme of things, you know what I mean? Like, obviously they have had Raptor over there, and yeah, all that sort of stuff, and Someone out there as well, which was pretty insane. But yeah, I'd love to see you over there, man. Like, you know, I guess again, I've actually got one again from their early days, a freestyle battle. He's the guy that said "Ghetto Grinch."
Okay, interesting.
The Prophet or something like that. There'd be a YouTube of me at Scrambles. Yeah. So
I should say as well, just on the topic of kind of battles online and stuff, and I mean, thankfully it's been rectified. I don't know if you saw this, but Don't Flop was basically off the internet most of today and yesterday.
What?
Yeah, basically what happened was, and I'm just kind of putting this in the podcast as kind of a timestamp, really, just for when we go back, because it was kind of quite a blip, but it was quite a big deal. Chronicle, you know Chronicle? Yeah, he supposedly, this is what according to Viewpoint.
I saw Joker Starr do a little tweet about him. I didn't quite get why.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So effectively, he has been filing numerous copyright infringement complaints on Don't Flop constantly. I'm not really sure why. I know they kind of, maybe there's some bad blood between them. Who knows? They used to work together, and now he's kind of gone his own way. Yeah. But every single complaint was traced back to one single email, which was Chronicle's email. But he was successful, and effectively the channel was taken down. And if you went on to Don't Flop, youtube.com/Don't Flop, just feel like there has been a DRMC notice or whatever, and you know, some sort of copyright infringement. So yeah, that was pretty fucked, man.
Scandal.
I know. But thankfully,
that's a bit of a shame, man.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen Chronicle, I saw him at a Welsh Don't Flop event, one in Swansea last, and it's always cool. It doesn't seem like there's any bad energy, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes, innit? So
I've met Chronicle a few times. I used to go to a few of the Words of Weapon events when I lived in Manchester, and yeah, he seemed a good guy, but who knows what went down. Maybe we can have him on Sunday. But yeah, it was a pretty dick move nonetheless to try and take down Don't Flop, you know. But anyway, we'll push on to a next battle, and I love the energy of these training days events. You had battled Zen before as well, and I was actually there. I saw you battle Zen, and I remember the battle devolving just to sort of pedo jokes at the end. It seemed just
yeah, he just sort of killed himself though.
Yeah,
like, I didn't need to be there. No. I molest kids, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time.
I think I worked at some Operation U-Tree bars and then but shout out to Zen, he's another beast, man.
Oh, Zen's a beast for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And so we come on to the Jaybe battle, which I have to admit, when I saw this on the fly, I was like, what? Like, it was kind of one of those ones that was just kind of like, didn't really make sense. And, you know, no offense to Jaybe or anything, but was this kind of, and Jaybe himself says, you're interviewed on Ryan Morgan's channel, and he himself said that he was a little bit, you know, surprised. I think he was, I forget who he said he was offered, but he was offered someone, and then Kieran said no, and then said, what about Soweto Kinch? And is that just you? I mean, you say you like people who are good on beat and do tracks and all that stuff and have diction and authority. Jaybe doesn't really have any of those. So is this more just like, right, I'm just going to clown him, this is an opportunity to just go full on, just for the throat?
Yeah, honestly, basically, I'll just put myself up if there's an event and you'll see me out there before, and he's like, "You want to battle?" I'm down. I'm down to slay anyone. Simple as that. And I'd seen a few of JB's battles. Now, the one that really changed my opinion of him was the Frankie Fraser, because that hadn't come out yet. It was only on the pay-per-view. And it was from that moment, I thought, like, I'm not going to sleep on him. It's only 1 minute rounds, but I might as well go in. Like, turn up.
Yeah,
so I take everyone seriously for that reason. It's either I don't want to be found with any regrets, like I should have prepared more. And and also just out of respect for them.
No, of course. And this is I fucking love this battle. This battle is criminally underviewed. I think maybe just because obviously Jaybe's still on the come up and maybe later, but it's got like 14,000 views, which is still not bad. But yeah, this is just a hilarious battle. I've watched this with a few people who don't even like watch battles really, and we've all really enjoyed it. And I just think you're one of the best at coming up with variations on the fundamentals. So, you know, with Baker, we had teeth jokes. Obviously, Jaybe is quite small, so we got a lot of height jokes here. And, you know, you kick off the first, probably need a tweezer just to fiddle his elbow, which I really, really liked. Obviously, for people who don't realise... Yeah, exactly. This was the way you had your tryout as well. One of those... in the
Basically, almost every battle. Like Harry Baker, Shuffle. Stowaway.
Yeah, right, actually, yeah. I mean, you have these, I can't think of an example in King of the Dot, but in battle rap, in leagues across the world, you have these mythic venues like URL, you used to have Black Starr, and Gramercy and places like that, and the Irving Plaza, where a huge amount of the Summer Madness, which I think they're going to have to change events. I don't know if you've seen this whole thing about loads of hip-hop events in New York now are just being cancelled left, right and centre. Because of the Troy Ave shooting, but it's not just URL. It's like Joey Badass, J. Cole, anyone. Just the authority just saying we don't
trust y'all.
Yeah, exactly. You say he has no potential when you're old enough to know, which is just kind of I really, really like that. And
I think that's the case as well as me and MC like preempting any angle he's going to go down vis-a-vis age. Yeah. I'm old enough to know, but I've been around long enough. You're never going to amount to anything, Sonny.
Yeah.
We just adopt that avuncular position.
And, he's boring. You go on the fact that he's boring. You walking in, every pause is heightened. You're the dwarf embodiment of an awkward silence. One of my favourite bars of this battle as well. Is this man a factor? I'm a fracture him. You're overgassing him like Volkswagen manufacturing. Like, just like kind of dense weaving here. Like, what is your... how long do you leave between rehearsals and writing? Or are you constantly writing? Obviously, you do have the freestyle, but like, do you have like, verse 1 for Jaybe, verse 2, or is it kind of this pot you're picking from? Or
it's definitely the pot I'm picking from. Right. Yeah, it's interesting, different people's approaches. And I think there's different states of mind. Like, I'll go into... 9-year-old in the playground, like, he said, what, bro? You said that about your mom? Just blazes, just going, just cusses. And that's the puerile mind state. And I think that still has a lot of sway in battles, no matter how evolved the level of writing and wordplay gets. There's moments where I want to get musical. I want to out, I guess, syllable approach. I want to out musical somebody as an MC as well. I'm reluctant to say out lyrical.
I want to reclaim. I don't mind the term lyrical, but I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I don't mind it. I know people can kind of like, it's kind of in this post Shuffle T era. We have to kind of like shirk words like lyrical, but it's not awful. But Jaybe has a vowel sound Down syndrome. And if Jaybe gets around, he's a town nympho, which I really like. It's got quite a simple closer there. Jaybe begins by picking apart your writing, your 2-week, fortnight, kind of bar there. Couldn't keep that bottled up like a cork might. And his delivery that is really good. And
sick.
Sick. He delivers it really in a kind of just the perfect level of kind of rambunctious snark. Like it just kind of kicks.
Like, shouts for the research, because that bar, 2 weeks like a fortnight, was from an album, the Moira Stewart one.
Oh, right.
2005.
Damn.
So
okay, going back. And
I don't get passed for writing a bar 11 years ago. Like 2 weeks, like a fortnight, was a hard bar 11 years ago.
Yeah. And I kind of, as I was saying before, it's kind of like putting a candle before the sun, really, in terms of performance levels. You just kind of outshine him, and there's not as much. You go on this in your second, really, the lack of conviction that he has. And, I do think his Frankie Fraser writing is a little bit stronger than this round. But we kick in, and obviously you're going to flip. You flip the whole corks, sound like he has one in his batty hole. And then going on with the fact that he's like a child. And, okay, everyone settle down. We will let you wrap that round. We haven't been burped, and it's nap time now. And then the metronome line, which I think should be almost more. I think that's such a brilliant one-liner. Like, it did get a huge reaction in the room, but I'm like, the fact that this battle has so few views, I'm like, people are missing out on this metronome line. Like, it's a great line.
Respect. Thanks, man.
Hopefully this.
I feel the same. Maybe we should get it on a t-shirt or some shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like like 2016's mum joke time.
But I'm also thankful that through that Harry Baker battle, I've had a few quotables where other MCs have used my bar subsequently.
Oh yeah, the 90% teeth.
Yeah. I know you're 90% fat though, and people have just used it in all different contexts, and I'm like, probably claim royalties, but it's cool.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I know. Do you know Crafty? Yeah. He uses that against Ambi. And Harry Baker featured in that battle as well. But yeah, that does. And then Big J
guy uses it against Harry.
Lex D, yeah.
Lex D, yeah.
Lex D uses it. So it's crazy to see that sort of thing. And
I made it up.
Yeah, there we go. And then the whole animated, just kind of, it's just fantastic stuff. Really, the crowd is going mad. Like, it's just explosions of laughter. Like and there's a great moment when it cuts to Bagnall and Bam just kind of looking at each other, kind of like in disbelief at how much you're killing it in this round. Like, it's just wonderful. I bet 50p. I've got 50p that says you can't bench press a tree ball. Listen, Pygmy Smalls, and for you, a fork in the road is an obstacle course. Like, this kind of stuff. Like, is this easy to you? Because obviously you do. I mean, I know it's different degrees of kind of, you can't really compare art forms, but you do write, you're an incredibly gifted musician, and you've written Mercury nominated stuff. I mean, battling, doing kind of just short jokes, is that a relief for you, or is that just a different mind state?
Massively. And I don't all these hierarchies of high art and low art, and when someone's in free flow and they're just blazing, like I've been in conversations where it's not even rhyming, but it's a level of poetry or blazing that I just really appreciate.
Right.
And yeah, I guess there's lots of facets to lots of different personalities, lots of different hats that I wear, and this gives me an opportunity to vent a side of my personality that has lain dormant since my teenage years in some senses, and it's always been there in the MC. So
no, and Jaybe in the second, kind of, he clearly read your Wikipedia page. Talking about your father was a playwright, by the way. That's fucking awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Great environment to grow up in. My father is a playwright. My mum's an actress. So everything that Jaybe basically broke down with the Oxford swag and that's all true. But yeah, it was a good environment to grow up in, certainly as a wordsmith and somebody interested in the power of art to transform and having a political perspective. I couldn't have asked for a more encouraging environment. You know what I mean?
No, completely. And so in the third as well, we kind of have this talking about how Jaybe is a bit of a vibe killer. Listen to you, he's like licking the wrong side of the Rizzler.
And we all know what that's like.
I just love that expression as well. I kind of want to put that into my I think it's a good summary. But wrong side of the bed, as it were. Rather than saying he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but whatever. He has that 0.09 meter swag, that supply teacher swag. And just kind of coming in on a kind of, he's kind of, it's like generic nature here, but it's a Training Days battle, brilliant battle. Was it promo? Promo?
I think it was unjudged.
Yeah. And coming out of this, I mean, how were you feeling about this battle, afterwards?
I enjoyed it. I just thought it was good to get a chance to put on, and I'm honestly, for a lot of the time, just most relieved that I didn't choke horribly and remembered everything and delivered it with the conviction that the writing demanded.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it was an awesome showing, and everyone needs to check that battle out because it's definitely criminally underviewed. But we'll get into the final battle. This is against Joker Starr.
This event is God put to rest like the seventh day. Because God, you're not a 5%er. That's not the truth. You're 95% chicken bucket and chocolate mousse. Slim Jesus is 95% more God than you. Stand beside me, Joker. My Jehovah is not some guy with type 2 and high glaucoma.
And this is a Christmas card. Was this a Christmas card event?
This was, It came out in January, I think, but we battled just like the 14th of December or something like that.
And this seems a marked difference in approach for you? Like, I mean, there is clowning, but you seem to have more that you want to get off your chest here.
Totally, yeah, definitely. And in some senses, like, Joker Starr was not the most deserving target of this.
Right.
This
Yeah.
this anger. He's not the worst offender when it comes to gun bars and using the N-word. But, you know, I felt that there'd been enough battles of me facing, inverted commas, middle-class opponents, picking holes in me being middle-class. And Joker Starr does it actually really well in his third too. But I needed to make clear that I think a lot of these people pretending or like posturing as authorities on blackness are just copying freaking Americans, and it's annoying me. You know what I mean? Like, what do you know about being black? You don't live in Handsworth, where I live. You've not been. So what if I went to private school? You know, these manufactured versions of blackness, like, I'm battling that all the time. So give me an opponent who even does that a little bit, and I'm going to vent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In fact, I hope books me for more of them. I want one of those quasi-smack rapper guys.
Well, I mean, you call out P Soldier and Tally in the battle. You versus P Soldier, that'd be actually really good. Or Tally.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I think P Soldier may be more fun, and maybe Tally would be more barbed because he takes himself a bit more seriously, I think.
Yeah, he does.
A lot more seriously. So, yeah,
No,
I'm
please.
just tired of hard man bars.
Right. Yeah, and
even Shocks, like, I rate Shocks. Shocks is a beast, but I'd probably enjoy battling him as well for the same reason.
Oh man,
it's roadman thing. Like, okay.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, you versus Shocks would be fantastic as well. And Joker Starr, I'm a little bit kind of. I think he's actually really good in this battle. I think he does quite well. It definitely improvement on stuff that I'd seen him on prior. I'm not saying that I've like followed him that closely or anything. But weirdly, him versus Jefferson Prize was probably I think that was the first Don't Flop battle I ever saw in person at a Manchester event. And I remember when got up there and he asked the crowd to be quiet, and then Bagnall shouts 3, 2, 1, and then they recorded. You know what I mean? It's real. Just seeing it up there.
Actually happening.
Yeah. It was so, I mean, it's so pathetic now, but I remember being at the event and seeing like Mickey Worthless and being like almost starstruck. I was like, you know, it's just kind of like, but obviously. And
how does it feel for the battlers? Imagine them tryouts who literally it's come from the bedroom to, you know, you got to bear in mind, I've known Joker Starr and all those from Cyphers and from hip hop in general. So rubbing shoulders with them is, I'm not too starstruck.
No.
I can't imagine what it's like for, it's gone from YouTube to in my face.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, imagine doing a tryout and Tony D's watching, which is probably, that happens a lot, you know, or Raptors there.
Bars, hopefully.
I mean, it's a great battle as well. Harry in the background, old foe, you know, just over there as well. And you talk about if he's from, you know, he's from Slough, so kind of perhaps certain things that he's been talking about are questionable. My Jehovah is not someone with type 2 diabetes and glaucoma. Time you take 1,000 lines of hate, like when God designed your face. Mom jokes when she's having sex sounds like a hippo attacking a clarinet sort of thing here. Like, your delivery is so powerful here. Like, you seem just to be kind of watching all your battles in such a close period. Like, it's not necessarily at the Stowaway you were like, you know, tail between your legs sort of thing, and now you're this resolute giant. But it just seems to have been building and building and building. Like, you know, you feel you clearly are a very confident battler by this point.
Yeah, and I guess there's a lot of things that, you know, I do from the stage that are never filmed up close, and, you know, I'm able to communicate those things of personality to an audience, and it's gone. Watching yourself back and watching how you physicalize certain things, certain affectations you have that you didn't even realize about, you kind of want to cut them out of your performance. So people are just honing in on the message, on the bars, and that. I think maybe I've just become more refined as a YouTube-friendly battler.
That's a good point.
As well as in the room. You know?
There's no racism in Slough. Everyone's grey. It's from Berkshire. If animals park there, which is a little bit of it's Whipsnade, which I really, really liked as well. Joker in his third, it's kind of got these rhymes that are kind of, you know, your posh kind of thing. There is a bar in your second that I really like as well. Don't bring a dwarf star to a well-read giant, which was a little slept on there, but on that astronomy thing. I
think that whole end of it was using the Joker star analogy, star bars.
Yeah.
But I liked it was the Orion Belt line I liked the most myself. If I'm allowed to shout out my own.
No, please do. No longer judge people on the voice like Rita Ora. You sound like every relative of Heretic. Go to the spa.
That's not me, is it?
No, that's his Joker. Sorry, in the third.
Joker, yeah.
Sparlows with Marlowe. Yeah, you were like, I'd never write a bar like that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, some great bars, and it's delivery as well. I like this. I heard one of your songs once. You just switched it up for that bit. You know what I thought? Posh cunt.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. No, the pauses are great. And he's coming with that kind of. You talk of his chokes as well, and the fact that he choked so much. What was it? Awkward on many levels. You're a lift fart or something like that. I haven't got that written down, but I'm thinking of a bar like that kind of thing. And he is no. I mean, I'm not too familiar with his back catalogue, but he is known for that, isn't he? For propensity to choking.
Yeah, man. He's had some horrible chokes over time. It could happen to all of us, but like any more than 3, and you're game for for that being brought up.
Yeah. No,
again, it goes back to like freestyle your way out of danger if you're in it. And
yeah. But so yeah, that's a joke style battle as well. So we'll just wrap up. But before we get into the quick fire questions, is there anyone that you want to battle other than kind of like the gun bar people? Is there anyone in the league that just like, why haven't we battled yet?
Good question. Give me some more time on that.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So, first question, and we always do these kind of typical 4 questions at the end. Do you have a favourite King of the Dot battle, or one that you just really like?
Favourite King of the Dot? There's loads that I really like. I'd have to say the Rum Nitty Danny Myles is a classic.
Oh my God, yeah, Lima being in a time machine.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Rolodex, crazy.
So you like Danny Myles? I'm glad.
Danny Myles is a beast, man.
I see. So,
actually,
like people
my
don't
favourite
like
battle
him.
of the year, hands down, because I kind of, to some extent, was scratching the surface with some of the things that were in this battle, in the Joker Star battle, but the B. Danny Myles battle, top 5.
Right.
Love that shit.
Right. I need to watch that actually. For some reason, I just haven't got around to watching that. But shout out Danny Myles and
for certain viewers, I guess it speaks again to like the breadth of the culture, that they can address some very specific black culture subjects. Do you know what I mean? And such detail in a way that'd be over the heads of a lot of people, but with as much integrity as people do gun bars. And it's so refreshing to see a non-gun bar related thing in America. Stuff.
And secondly, do you have a favourite URL battle?
I should have thought about this before. I should have
asked before. It's my bad. I should have.
There's too many to pick. Man.
Of course. Okay. Similar to the Danny Myles Rum Nitty, just something that you dig.
That I really, really dig. Say Rock Calico.
Yeah.
That was monstrous.
Yeah.
You've got to say freaking Hitman Holla Averb for Averb's performance.
Oh my God. Yeah,
to this day, the lecture, like, how you talk to your son.
Hey, you picture. Oh my God. Yeah, it's kind of like.
I'm definitely slipping. There's loads of battles that I'm not, for some reason. It's
again putting you on the spot. Third question. Your favourite. I mean, I'm going to change this question a little bit for you, especially.
Oh, sorry. Chiller Jones. My head's still there in the previous question.
Oh yeah.
Chiller Jones, the saga. It's one of my favourite one-liners. Brings a whole new meaning to Palm
Sunday. Yeah. Which is very unchiller as well. Like, that's not his style. But yeah, that's a fantastic battle. Shout out Chiller again. Still can't believe he was on the podcast. Actually, it was so good of him to come on. And it was awesome to have him on. But normally I ask as the third question, non-hip hop favorite musical band or artist, non-hip hop, but I'll also say non-jazz as well.
Oh, no, that's not too bad. Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. There's too many to pick,
of course
man.
There are, yeah.
Stevie, Prince, rest in peace.
Right, of course.
So enough.
Yeah.
Bob Marley, Fela Kuti.
Exactly, yeah.
The list goes on.
And finally, Soweto, do you have a favourite film?
What was the film? Oh my gosh, why have I forgotten the title? Because I did bars to it, which is why I'm thinking it's such a good film as well. Right. Rhapsody of a Dream.
Right. Oh, Requiem of
Dream.
Requiem of Dream. Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Darren Aronofsky. Yeah, obviously, yeah, amazing film. I think someone else mentioned that, actually. I can't quite remember off the top of my head who. But yeah, and have you thought about that Don't Flop opponent yet? Is that furrowed in your subconscious?
There's people like Impact who think, why haven't I battled him yet?
Yeah, that's
time.
interesting, actually. Yeah,
but yeah, I'd still say I'd be interested in taking on like a Tally or Shocks.
Yeah. That just writes itself, really. Yeah, that'll be
Heretic would be a good challenge.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good MCs like who are coming through the ranks as well. But not to mention like Press Ones and Vertes and people who've been around, vets who sometimes dabble and come back in the ring once in a while. So, yep, I'd say the same thing to you that I'd say to just give me a name and it's dinner time.
All right, man. Well, how do people get at you?
Get at me, man. At on Twitter, Soweto Kinch, one word. Facebook, there's a couple profiles, but add the guy with the red wings.
Right.
And also look out for the flyover show.
Yes.
Which is going to be announced again on all these social media platforms. It's happening on the 20th of August. I'm going to be emceeing some incredible Birmingham MCs, like Tremendous, Decipher Life Article are going to be taking the stage. And we've got an international jazz legend, Ernest Wrangling. So if you want to see some of the other things I do besides battling, come to that. And it's free.
And when is that?
Free. 20th of August. Saturday, the 20th of August.
Oh, yeah. Year. I think I might go, actually. Because obviously, as I said, from Birmingham, so yeah, it's not much for me to go back home for a couple of days or something. I think I might be at a festival in Bristol. I'm not sure. But if not, I'll definitely be there. But
it's amazing.
And again, I just want to reiterate, as I said at the start, check out fucking Soweto's music. It's fucking fantastic. Like, tremendous, again, on all fronts, both instrumentally and lyrically. The New Emancipation is what I'm most familiar with at the moment. And then I'm going to work my way into The Legend of Mike Smith. But that is...
It's also worth mentioning, actually, quickly, and a few people have seen this. I think Shuffle came to see it, and certainly did. But it's a theatre piece. The Legend of Mike Smith is a full-length play. And that's going to be staged again across the country at Chats Palace in London.
Oh, fantastic.
February. So we're going to be all over the country doing that play.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
As a play.
Yeah, we'll promo that. But yeah, definitely going to watch that. But yeah, check out New Emancipation, you say. But Soweto, thank you so much, man. This has been... It's been fantastic.
Enough respect, Tom. It's been wicked.
No, and so check out all of Soweto's music and his battles, and check out Soweto versus Zen as well. That's quite a funny one. I mean, it kind of degenerates, as I said at the end, but it's got a good atmosphere, and it's one of those great Don't Flop battles. It's in like a unique location. Like, okay, it's in a park. Lots of battles are in a park, but it's just it's got a good vibe to it as well, and like there's quite a lot of people there. Like, it's a decent amount of crowd, and obviously Soweto's got earlier battles as well. You battle on the Art of War as well. Where's that league based?
I did.
Yeah, you battled the guy called Hunter, apparently.
That's the South African battle.
Oh, is it?
Before Scrambles for Money.
Of course, yeah.
That's before it was Scrambles.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's wearing some kind of like weird fetus thing on his T-shirt, and he calls me the Ghetto Grinch.
Right, there we go. Well, as ever, guys, thanks so much for listening. And
it's been real.
Yeah.
Shout out, Battle Rap Resume. That's what's good. Soweto Kinch, peace and love.
I rhyme, MCs they proud and they proud of talcum, but it don't really matter. I'm telling you, buy my album. I'm on the track. You know that I rhyme freeze. It's nice to be shot on a swanky 5D. It's a Canon, and I'm kinda irie. Get him on the microphone. I am not smoking Thai weed, which makes me feel nice in another way. I'm just happy it's London and it's a sunny day. Oh, you know that my flows are free. I bring poetry. Just seen him verse Tony D, and you know my flows don't stop. I'm on the track and I go get gold props. Next time you see me, search out for Don't Flop and see me winning a battle, be like, this is so hot. Yo, I'm on a battle thing, rapping on in a marathon. When I have it, rappers will be gassing on like Gaviston. All I'm saying is buy my album on Amazon. I rhyme cool. Nowadays, people like, you should take this guy back to primary school, but it doesn't matter. Buy my album on iTunes. I put in mad work. When it comes to ladies, I'm a damn flirt. All this is an extended lyrical advert. I'll say buy my album again in a different way. Then he'll switch the lens, just switch it away. Buy my album.